We scale Guintubdan to chase waterfalls. Deep inside Mount Kanlaon Natural Park, not just one, but multiple cascading falls hidden in the wild. The challenge? An 8-kilometer hike to Buslugan Falls, our highest point at an estimated 1,500 meters above sea level. It's exhausting. The terrain? Slippery, rough. Thick forest closes in with every step. Some sections demand rappelling just to move forward. One wrong step and it could be fatal. So the question is, will it be worth it? Months before this journey, calamity after calamity struck the island of Negros. The eruption of Mount Kanlaon followed by Typhoon Tino, triggering massive landslides and flash floods. Tourist spots within Mount Kanlaon Natural Park were temporarily closed. Hiking to the summit remains prohibited. But once again, Guintubdan reopened to the public, and when the opportunity came, we took the chance to scale it. From Bacolod, we pursue a majestic waterfall through a rare route known as the Guintubdan Loop, a challenging traverse in Guintubdan, Carlota, Negros Occidental, with Grupong Ligaw. At the drop-off point, we headed to Mount Kanlaon Natural Park office to register. There we were informed that some trails leading to the falls were still inaccessible due to landslides. Even worse, parts of the area had been heavily affected by Typhoon Tino, and the previous destruction had altered the original beauty and landscape of the falls. This wouldn't be a true wilderness experience without a wildlife encounter. Along the trail, we were greeted by the snake.
Kaya pagods pa?
With us is Manong Boy, our trail guide, leading us to more than 7 waterfalls and many smaller falls along the way. He shared that there used to be alimatok or leeches in the area, but after the ashfall from Mount Kanlaon, they disappeared.
Mga mainang nilala.
Manong Boy is not only a fan guide, but also a generous one. He even volunteered to climb a citrus tree so we could have something fresh to eat along the trail. We continued to penetrate deeper into the forest. The challenge began to set in and we could feel a hint of exhaustion. But along the way, we heard incredible stories shared by our guide, like the time he survived by extracting water from a bamboo trunk after getting separated from his hiking group. Fallen trees blocked our path, forcing us to crawl beneath some and leap over others. The assaults kept coming, and our energy started to drop. So we took a break, catching our breath and enjoying the wonders of nature around us. I believe we're already deep in the forest, about halfway to our first waterfall. As we move forward, the forest grows denser. The sounds, the towering trees, the crisp air, all envelop us, making the journey feel even more immersive.
We're halfway to our first falls.
Negros Island is home to some of the rarest wildlife, flora and fauna, much of which is concentrated in Mount Kanlaon Natural Park. Conservation efforts led by organizations like the Talarak Foundation in Negros Forest, Bacolod, help protect endemic species such as the Visayan spotted deer, Visayan wild boar, and various native birds. If you want to learn more about the wildlife thriving on the island and the efforts to conserve them, check out my other video, a walking tour inside Negros Forest Park. The closer you get to a stream, the louder the water rushes. The sound alone is an instant reward, washing away the fatigue of the hike. And there it is, our first waterfall of the hike, Buslugan Falls. Buslugan Falls is a cascading waterfall with three distinct tiers. The tallest at the top, a wider middle tier, and the shortest drop at the bottom. The floods brought by Typhoon Tino altered its landscape, washing away some vegetation, reshaping rock formations, and even changing parts of the waterfall's course. Yet, despite the damage, it remains majestic with its ice-cold, crystal-clear, bluish waters. Buslugan Falls is still enchanting and absolutely worth the hike.
Ligo na takaran. Kung ligaw.
Descending can be just as tough as the ascent. We carefully slid over slippery boulders to reach the middle tier, perfect for a swim, since the top tier is too deep. The icy water shocks you at first, as if nature itself packed it with blocks of ice. Refreshing, exhilarating, and unforgettable. And the best part? Here, you don't need to worry about staying hydrated. Fresh mountain spring water flow endlessly. Just grab your flask, fill it straight from the falls, and drink it fresh and pure from nature. After soaking for a while, it was time to move on to our next path, another challenging route that would demand rappelling. From the top, we were treated once again to a stunning view of Buslugan Falls. Buslugan Falls marked the highest point of our hike. From here, we began trekking downhill toward the second waterfall, discovering more about the jungle along the way, like this thorny plant that can easily scratch you if you're not careful. Manong Boy also showed us another plant to avoid. It causes intense itching if it touches your skin. Unfortunately, I didn't get a chance to record it or ask for its name.
Meg.
The lush, sprawling Kanlaon forest is truly breathtaking. Standing amid its towering trees and endless greenery, you feel both small and humble, like you've walked straight into a movie set. We often admire the grandeur of nature, the mountains, the rivers, the endless skies. But sometimes we forget the one who made it all. Just by looking around, you realize this is grace, a fountain of blessing, provision for all life, a gift from the giver of life. The heavens declare the glory of God, the skies proclaim the works of His hand. All creation points back to Him, not just beauty to behold, but truth to believe. He made everything, so we would see Him and know His goodness. We also learned that a good way to know you're on the right trail is to watch for the markings on the
Trail
trees,
sign.
a slash that guides your path. This is the Buslugan Falls, just below the Buslugan Falls. Unfortunately, access to its base is limited. The ropes leading down were swept away by massive flooding. We had to admire it from above, but it's still majestic. While it might look tempting to dive from the top, it's definitely not advisable, especially if you're unfamiliar with the area. We didn't take much time to swim here. The water was freezing, but we still enjoyed sitting by the falls, mesmerized by the view. After a while, we stepped out and continued down to the third waterfall, just below the Lugan Falls. As I mentioned, this is a rare trail to the waterfalls. Most tourists don't get to see it according to Manong Boy. Far from popular spots like Twin Falls, Abaga Falls, or Easy Falls, we felt truly privileged to explore this pristine, untouched corner of nature. Just before the third falls, we are treated to a short river trek. The flowing water and surroundings make it feel like a grand entrance to a breathtaking spectacle. And indeed, it lived up to the anticipation. Talabukan Falls, one of the most stunning waterfalls I've ever encountered, sits framed by dramatic rock canyons. Water cascades from the canyon walls into a crystal blue pool below, a scene that feels out of this world. The beauty of Kanlaon Forest is undeniable, yet the scars of Typhoon Tino are impossible to ignore. Massive landslides tore through the forest and even century-old trees were swept into the major rivers of Negros. To see more about the typhoon's impact, check out my other video, The Typhoon Tino's Trail of Destruction. Unnamed and enchanting, this tiny cascade holds its own secret world, spilling life into the lowlands, quietly mesmerizing every passerby. We were astonished by a massive fallen century tree said to have lain here for 7 years, yet still solid and intact, perfectly resting in the wild. Right ahead lies Waterfalls, a well-known gem of Guintubdan. The trail is still impassable for now, so we could only steal a glimpse of its beauty from above. After a short rest, we geared up for another rappel, this time downward, landing right at Abaga Falls, another famous falls easily accessible from the draft-off. Abaga Falls lies right below the falls we've explored, and is far more crowded than the rest. Here, we stayed longer, simply immersing ourselves in the scenery. People flock here for cold water dips, photos, and picnics. As we rested, we realized just how far we had come, and how high we truly were. Little did we know, the edge of Abaga Falls marks the very top of area's most famous cascade, the towering Twin Falls. Standing right next to it is prohibited and would surely lead to disaster. This trail is usually the main entry point to Abaga Falls, but this time it became our exit, guiding us to a spectacular viewing point. The majestic Twin Falls of Guintubdan stands with its twin cascades. Yet locals say it has lost some of its former beauty since Typhoon Tino. Landslides have blocked the trail, keeping visitors from experiencing it up close. Though we couldn't fully reach it fully this time, simply being here and taking in the scene was a euphoric moment. We successfully scaled Guintubdan Loop. Every step demanded everything from us, but every reward made it unforgettable. So, going back to the question, was it worth it? Absolutely, one of the greatest experiences of my life. Hiking teaches us simple truths. If progress is slow, effort is real, and the trail doesn't adjust to you. Some days are light and easy. Other days, every step feels heavy. Life is the same. There are climbs you didn't expect, delays you didn't plan, and seasons that test your patience. But you keep moving, because meaning is found in staying on the path. Reaching the peak doesn't erase the struggle. It reminds you why you endure. Trials come and go, but restoration comes in its time. Those who sow in tears shall reap with songs of joy. So, walk on, step by step. This trip was made even more fun with Grupong Ligao. Want to see us all together again on the next adventure? And where do you want to see us? Another waterfall chase? Camping? Or hiking? Drop your suggestions in the comments. Until next time, see you on the next trail.